matag lang ko na background no sa aton nga guest subong nga aga. He is the founder no sang Food Rescue Philippines Sabian. Ang Food Rescue is a non-profit no group or organization nga naga-collect in isang unsold but perfectly edible food from various food businesses and establishments. Ini nga pagkaon na biyan gina-distribute ini nila sa mga churches, shelters and low-income families nga nagakinahanglan sa pagkaon through bike deliveries and volunteer transportations. So ang aton nga guest biyan na inspire ini siya from Boulder Food Rescue sang nag-attend siya sa Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative in 2015. So ang iya nga main attraction abyan nga magsugod gid sang food rescue gamit lang ang bisikleta abyan in picking up and delivering food. So ang ini nga simple nga idea of biking around, helping people in need and reducing carbon footprint made him want to replicate the idea in the Philippines. So ang Food Rescue Philippines abyan was recognized sa Y Sealy Seeds for the Future 2015 and was awarded a grant by the US Mission to ASEAN and one of the 10 accomplished youth organizations or TAYO of the 14th TAYO Awards in 2017. With Better World Award from San Miguel Corporation, ang aton nga guest is a youth champion for the 2030 project SDG 20 Hunger. Kag sa subong last year abyan nag-ano na ni siya no may bag-o naman ni siya nga organization nga Scholars of Sustenance or SOS Philippines as food rescue supervisor. So gina-welcome naton sa aton program subong si Sir Mac Florendo. Hello Sir Mac. Good morning.
Hello, good morning no. Maraming salamat po sa pag-imbita sa akin dito sa show niyo po. Maraming salamat po.
Sir Mac, salamat po sa time na ibinigay nyo sa amin ngayon. And before tayo mag-proceed sa interview po, baka may gusto kayong i-greet ng mga kakilala nyo.
Ayan, well, I want to greet yung mga kasama ko sa Scholars of Sustenance Philippines. Actually, no, at this moment, they are meeting with QC government, no. Talagang kasi yung issue natin sa oversupply ng pagkain, paulit-ulit na lang siya eh. So, it's really a high time to work on this issue. Kasi it's not just a problem of yung overproduction. No? Meron din tayong sobrang daming nagugutom na Pilipino syempre sa bansa natin. So, hanapan na natin ng paraan. No? Paulit-ulit na lang natin naririnig. Kaya masaya ako na nagagawa naman ng action. No, from the government, from non-profit to businesses, even yung mga netizens natin, aware tayo sa problemang ito. Hindi po siya masama, no? Parang ini-invite ko lahat ng Pilipino na maging hopeful sa problemang ito.
Salamat Sir Mac. At can you share po muna yung paano po yun nag-start yung passion nyo po sa at advocacy nyo sa food rescue?
Ayan, so personally for me, it started 2015. So at that time, I was already into environment, no? I was part of a mountaineering club sa Siliman. So I'm also from Negros, no? Negros Oriental. So my mind was talagang environment na. Love for the environment, di ba? Zero plastic, zero waste na. Until I joined nga yung programa ng YSEALI or Young Southeast Asian Leaders Initiative. Where I had the chance to meet different environmental organizations sa US. One organization that struck me most was yung sa Boulder Food Rescue, no? I never imagined na sa US pala, meron palang sobrang pagkain at maraming nagugutom sa Amerika. What more sa Pilipinas? Sobrang daming nagugutom. So at that time, I was thinking, how come walang grupo na ganun sa Pilipinas? At that time, no, 2015, how come there was no food rescue group sa Pilipinas? So for me, that was a light bulb moment na siya, no? Sabi ko sa sarili ko, ito na yung magiging pasalubong ko when I go back home sa Pilipinas. So, yun lang, that was the inspiration. Sabi ko, simple lang naman eh. You just talk to food establishments kung may sobra. If meron, pwede ba namin kolektahin, imbes itapon, bigay natin sa nagugutom. Because I always believe na well, food was meant to be consumed by humans, no? Hindi naman ginawa ang pagkain para itapon sa basurahan. So it doesn't make sense throwing away food. So yeah, so 2015 I started it alone with a bicycle until I caught the attention of my friends, no, sa school, and then regional, national, until I got the opportunity to be part of different yung mga grant, no, competitions, bigger groups. And then tuloy-tuloy na po siya, and hanggang ngayon, it's 2024, I still have the same advocacy. Kasi relevant po siya, mas nagiging relevant lang po siya every single day, 'di ba? The more people na nasa mundong ito, the more food na kailangan i-produce. Ang daming nasasayang. So, ganoon po talaga. Hindi ko alam kung may solusyon dito. I think it's more of a redistribution issue. No? Syempre hindi ka naman pupunta ng grocery or pupunta ng event na kulang yung pagkain. There's always overproduction or excess. Kumbaga buffer yan eh. So that's the nature of a business or a farm. Kailangan talaga may sobra. It's just a matter of how you're going to parang resource management kumbaga. So kung may sobrang pagkain, ano yung backup plan? 'Di ba? Ano yung plano? Because this is an environmental issue siya if you throw away food. So if you throw away food in the landfills, nagkakaroon kasi ng yung mga food waste, no, it actually emits yung a greenhouse gas called methane. Methane is actually more harmful than carbon dioxide.
So yun pala yung
so yun
effect.
Yung una nating tinatakil, no, yung environmental impact. Yes, if you throw away food. It's not just tinapon yung food, mawawala na sa isip natin, walang effect. Actually yung methane, it's harmful, so it contributes to climate change, global warming. Kaya we need to reduce food waste talaga.
And ngayon sir, nasa Scholars of Sustenance Philippines po kayo. So paano po yun nag-start rin yung work nyo from food rescue at Scholars of Sustenance Philippines? Or can you share what is Scholars of Sustenance Philippines, sir?
Ayan. So Food Rescue Philippines was my personal initiative, no? It was more of an activity na I did during my free time. Personal advocacy ko lang siya. Until dumating itong si SOS Philippines or Scholars of Sustenance. Well, Scholars of Sustenance, it's an international organization. It started in Thailand in 2016 and then 2017 in Indonesia. And then last year lang, well actually around 2022, nag-expand sa Philippines. So yung kasamahan namin sa SOS, syempre inaaral nila kung pwede bang gawin sa Pilipinas, meron na bang existing groups or individuals na gumagawa. So they met me. Yung SOS group, they met me. Si Mac pala gumagawa na ng food rescue. Until then, nag-volunteer din ako sa SOS until they got me, no? They invited me to join the team full-time. So yun yung kwento nun. So si SOS naman, it's more a bigger group, international group tackling this issue. Ngayon ginagawa namin hindi naman 24/7 but 7 days a week, araw-araw. So we have a refrigerated truck. We actually have 3 trucks going around Metro Manila picking up all this excess food, no, from hotel, supermarket, grocery, kung saang establishments. But now, since meron na tong, 'di ba, paulit-ulit lang tong problema sa farm, we really want to be connected with organization, groups, or farmers para matulungan natin sila dito sa problema ng sobrang repolyo, kalabasa, kamatis. Kaya even NGO kami, we need to work with the local government, no? And si LGU or even private businesses. Kasi ang problema ng pagkain, sa atin lahat to. Lahat naman ng tao kumakain. 'Di ba? Bata, matanda, mahirap, mayaman, lahat kumakain eh. So dapat tulong-tulong po tayo dito. So ayun, so SOS got me to join them as food rescue supervisor. So ayan, so magwa 1 year na rin ako with SOS, and it's really a fulfilling job, a mission, no?
Oo. And by the way, sir, congratulations pala, no, sa recent na award ninyo sa gawain rin ninyo sa Food Rescue Philippines at saka sa Scholars of Sustenance Philippines. No, napakaganda talaga, sir, kasi nakakatulong po kayo sa tao, sa environment, and itong ginagawa ninyo, yung Food Rescue Philippines, nako-connect nyo rin sa current na work nyo sa SOS. Sir, na-mention nyo yung kumukuha kayo ng mga excess na food sa mga hotels, mga restaurants. Sir, when you say excess, ano po ba ito? Quality pa rin po ba ito? Or yes, can you elaborate more?
Yan, so good quality surplus food lang yung kinukuha natin dito. Siyempre pagkain, no? So food safety is non-negotiable for us. So if a donor mismo, kung hindi siya confident magbigay ng pagkain nila, huwag nyo na lang i-donate. 'Di ba? So of course yung partner namin, talagang meron tayong sinasabing meron tayong food donation act actually. You don't donate bad food. Ganun lang kasimple yun. Kung ikaw mismo hindi mo kakainin, wag mo na lang ibigay. So kung sa hotels or restaurants, no, ito yung mga food na, let's say sa buffet, no, yung naka-display lang. Naka-display, hindi naman siya nahawakan ng tao, hindi naman na dapuan na laway or something. It's still good food. Or yung mga food na hindi pa na ilabas sa kitchen, hindi pa na isalang, nasa ref lang. Diba? So it's still frozen. It's just that meron na namang bagong batch ng pagkain. So instead of throwing away yung mga unused food, pamigay na lang natin, no? So that's the hotel. Sa supermarket naman, ito yung mga dented, no? Mga dented yung cans, napunit lang yung sticker, may konting butas or near expiry. Kasi pag near expiry, hindi na bibilhin, di ba? Although yung iba nagpapa-promo, buy one take one. Pero paano pag hindi na benta yung buy one take one? Natatapon pa rin.
Okay.
Tapos we also have perishable goods, yung mga tinapay. 'Di ba tinapay dapat freshly baked every day? So hindi. So yun, so kung hindi na siya nabenta for the day, we pick it up at the end of the day. And then yung mga manufacturing natin, ganun din, same thing. 'Di ba sa mga manufacturer or supplier, kahit kahon-kahon 'yan. Pag na-UP lang yung kahon, pero yung nasa loob, sobrang perfect pa yung sa loob. Unsellable na siya, hindi na siya nabibenta. So, yun yung pagkain na nire-rescue natin. Mga unsold, unused, or excess nga, pag sobra.
So, how do you do this, sir? No, I mean, yung process, meron po ba kayong agreement with them sa mga supplier ng mga food na ito? Or tumatawag lang sa inyo?
Yeah, so very, very important na meron kaming partnerships with all the groups that we're working with. So, meron kaming MOA. So, may kontrata kung paano magiging proseso. So if we talk with one establishment, of course, aaralin muna natin, meron ba talaga kayong sobrang pagkain? Kung meron, what do you currently do with it? So if you just throw it away, we introduce yung idea ng food rescuing. So sa mga hotels and restaurants, what we do is we provide them with clean containers, no, food grade containers kung saan pwede ilagay. Or we have crates kung kailangan na kung mas paramihan, di ba? We provide all that, tapos i-fill in lang nila, ilalagay nila, and then it's scheduled. So all of our pickups are scheduled, although meron mga on the day talaga na biglaan kasi pagkain nga eh. So yun, scheduled, they communicate it to us, and then we pick it up, may truck kami, and then same day delivery po siya sa mga communities natin. So yung mga communities natin, di ba, iba-iba yan. May kulungan, may simbahan, may shelters, may low income na mga barangay. Sila din, tinitrain din natin sila how to handle food. So once they get the food, syempre kailangan i-reheat, di ba? Kung kailangan lutuin agad. So yun yung ginagawa natin. And inaaral din nila yung pagkain kung paano to properly handle it. Para once na ibigay nila sa recipients nila, it's good quality meals, no, good quality food pa rin dumating sa kanila. So yun yung proseso. And then we also do reports, no. Very important for us yung reports. So yung kilograms na nakukuha namin, yung meals na nasa-serve namin, at the same time environmental reporting, no. Yung CO2 equivalent, if they throw it away, ano yung equivalent niya na nasa-save natin, nare-reduce natin sa environment. So yun din, yun ang sinishare namin sa partners natin.
So, how important this po, ang yung mga data nyo, mga reports nyo, how important po ito? And
Data is very important, no? Because that's the language of businesses. Once you work with big corporations, with food establishments, numbers lang po talaga ang lengguwahe ng mga yan. So you just can't say na, oh, we pick up food and then we give it to the people in need. Ang sa kanila, gusto nila malaman kung ilan ba talaga ang rescue nyo, and ilan ba talaga natutulungan nyo, ilan ba talaga yung nababawasan nating CO2 equivalent sa environment. So, isa pong malaking achievement namin last year because we've already redistributed 1 million meals in 2023.
Wow.
So, imagine, 1 year pa lang ang SOS and we've already reached 1 million meals. So what if in the more years to come, no, if we get more partners, if we get all the farmers na to be part of food rescue, lahat ng supermarket, ng hotels, imagine ilang Pilipino ang mapapakain natin. So this year we are targeting double or triple na matutulungan, no, na businesses and mga tao na nangangailangan ng extra food. So, actually, konti pa lang yung 1 million. Yung 1 million. Kasi ang dami po talagang nagugutom and ang dami rin nasasayang.
Wow. Pero sir, at sa 1 million na yan, no? Parang starting na yan, no? Ng magagandang mangyayari, no? Hopefully this year, no? Sa mga plans ninyo. And sir, na-mention ninyo, may MOA kayo with the establishments. Ano po ba yung mga yung mga parang return sa kanila, no? Aside from na may part sila sa community, so ano pa yung makukuha nila, no, na sa partnership na ito?
Actually, businesses now, even the government, parang required sila to be more environmentally conscious, no? Parang meron na tayong mga ESGs na sinasabi, meron tayo mga environmental goals. So, nire-require ang mga businesses to be more mindful about their waste, about their contribution. Kasi meron tayong mga 2030 goals, no, mga 2050 goals, mga SDGs. So, lahat yan. So, lahat nire-require maging sustainable. Hindi ka lang pwede mag-start ng business tapos ang dami mong waste, ang sama ng impact mo sa environment. At saka madaling mahuli ang mga businesses kapag wasteful ka. So, ang mga businesses ngayon, naghahanap sila ng way paano maging more environmentally conscious. So, instead of them creating a program from scratch, mag-iisip pa sila, no? Mag-aaral pa sila, magre-research pa sila, why not work with an organization who's already doing it? And international pa. At gagawin nila lahat para sa'yo. So kami, we do all the food rescue non-profit for free. So if you're a business, mag-iisip ka pa ba paano mo itatapon yung waste? Mag-hire ka pa ng tao na, 'di ba, i-handle yung food waste nyo, aaralin mo pa, bibilangin mo pa. You're wasting, parang may expense pa yan para sa'yo. Instead na just working with us for free, we do the work for you. So pili ka na lang anong gusto mong gawin. So, and and it's still PR for the businesses naman. So sa kanila pa rin yung pogi points if they work with us, di ba?
So it's a blessing talaga na nandyan ang Food Rescue Philippines at saka yung SOS, sir, no? Para sa mga businesses, at the same time nakakatulong sila sa community. We wonder, sir, yung sa inyong organization SOS, paano po kayo nag-operate? Kasi parang you do a double job, you get the food and then you distribute the food. So paano yun? Paano kayo nag-operate? Paano kayo nabubuhay?
Okay. Siyempre, totoo naman po yan. Totoo naman po yan na hindi naman pwedeng libre na lang lagi. So, of course, we need to sustain our operations na, as I mentioned earlier, we work with companies na talagang committed dito sa issue na to, 'di ba? Or advocacy sa campaign na to. Kasi marami ng companies na talagang naghahanap ng CSR activities. So of course, meron na silang budget din diyan for CSR. Yun. So doon kami we invite companies to do CSRs with us. So yung budget nila, so imbes na sila pa mag-organize, maghahanap ng community, magsusource ng gagawin, transpo. So kami na po lahat yan. Of course, they share yung commitment nila. So financials din. So meron kaming activities for them na nakalaan for them, and they pay for it. We also apply for grants. Ayan, so yan din yung mga grants natin. And support, di ba, from people who really believe in this campaign. So any amount naman nakakatulong sa amin. Pero yun nga, of course, dun talaga kami sa mga big corporations na nag-work with yan. Kasi kailangan din namin. So parang win-win situation naman po siya.
Salamat, sir, no? At yung sa tinutulungan niyo po ng mga community or mga tao, may standard po ba kayo? I mean, regular po ba ito na sa kanila kayo nagbibigay, or ano po yung mga system niyo sa pagbibigay?
Yeah, in terms of community, no, hindi naman kami pwede basta-basta lang magbigay kahit kanino, no. So we work with other NGOs, we work with other groups or mga simbahan, mga kulungan, or kasi sila rin naman talaga nakakakilala kung sino talagang papakainin. Hindi naman namin kilala lahat. So we work with groups who know all these people. And of course, we need to accredit them. Sabi ko nga, food safety for us is non-negotiable. So we really need to train, or we need someone who is also aligned dun. So dapat marunong din sila mag-handle ng food. May kusina dapat sila kahit papano. May tagaluto, marunong tumingin. And ayun, yun yung syempre accessibility for us. So kaya ba siyang puntahan, and hindi ba siya out of way dun sa mga kinukuhaan namin ng pagkain? For example, if we go to Pampanga, sino ba yung mga communities na pwedeng pagbigyan sa Pampanga? Imposible naman na kukuha kami sa Pampanga tapos dadalhin namin sa Cavite. So parang sayang yung gasolina namin, sayang yung time ng driver. So inaaral po talaga namin kung sinong pagbigyan, sinong may capacity to pick up the food. Let's say magkukuha kami ng mga donations ng karne-karne, tapos wala palang kusina dun sa pagbibigyan. So yan lahat inaaral namin. And that's how we work with communities.
Okay. So sir, so far ano na po yung mga impact, no, ng SOS, especially yung ginagawa nyo on food rescue, no? Ano yung impact po?
Yan. So in terms of operations, no, yung impact namin is, yun nga, 7 days a week na po kami nagtatrabaho. Pero syempre, may shifting naman yung mga tao namin. Hindi naman yun araw-araw talaga. So 5 days a week nagwo-work sila. Pero 7 days a week tumatakbo yung aming trucks, no, na pumipick up ng food. And then on a daily basis, on average, we pick up 1 ton of food, or 1,000 kilograms of food. It only shows na ang dami talagang sobra. So imagine 3 pa lang yung truck namin. Konti pa lang yan sa standard namin. Standard talaga na yan. Konti pa lang yan ang na-rescue natin. And as I mentioned, the whole year we've served 1 million meals. So imaginein mo yung mga grupo na hindi pa kasama sa food rescue. So ang dami pa talagang sobra. So in terms of numbers talaga yun. 1 million meals in 2023. Actually this year we're targeting 2.2 or 2.27 meals. Still konti pa lang yun. Kaya we really need the support of everybody. No, big companies. Actually yung sa food rescue lang talaga, kung ano lang pwedeng ibigay, kung anong sobra, i-share na lang po natin, no? So I'm talking to everyone, companies, local government. Sabihin natin may business dyan na may lumang truck na hindi na ginagamit, so why not, di ba? Ayusin natin, donate natin sa food rescue, then we can create more impact.
Yes.
No, kung may kusina dyan nakatenga lang, why not ibigay natin sa community, palinisin nila yung kusina, make it a working kitchen, para makaluto tayo ng mas marami. Diba? Ang daming space na hindi nagagamit, ang daming sasakyan dyan na hindi nagagamit, nabubulok na lang. So, same concept lang yan, mapa-food, di ba? Kahit pera na hindi nagagamit na maayos, gamitin natin ng maayos. So, it's mainly a concept. Concept lang talaga si food rescue. Kung ano yung sobra dyan sa paligid mo, let's make use of it kesa na sasayang. No?
So, napakaganda talaga, sir, no? So, ano yung masasabi niyo, sir, sa ngayon, no, na parang paulit-ulit na concern ng mga farmers natin, lalo na po yung mga vegetables, no, na nasasayang or somehow hindi nabibili, na didistribute sa market. Ano po yung message nyo sa mga farmers natin at the same time sa mga tao, no, para ma-address po ito or somehow ano po ito, no, mabigyan ng solusyon, no?
Yeah, so actually masaya ako na maraming even netizens, no, na nagtutulong-tulong para dito nga meron tayong sinasabing rescue buy or yung mga pasabay na so ang daming groups na nag-organize ng pasabay na sige tulong-tulong tayo, bilhin natin yung mga sobrang repolyo ng mga farmers or sobrang kalabasa para matulungan yung farmers imbes na mamatapon. So what we can contribute sa SOS is yung sa logistics. No, we have trucks na they can use for free din, na imbes na mamomroblema pa yung farmer sa truck, sa logistics, paano natin ibababa sa Metro Manila, paano natin ibababa sa city. So yung SOS pwedeng tumulong sa pag-pick up at pagbaba para mas malesen pa yung cost ng farmers. Yung maghanap, di ba, mamomroblema pa sila, paano natin to ibababa sa city. So pwede kaming tumulong. Same din with sa different organizations, yung sa pag-redistribute, lalo na sa mga charity groups. Nakakatulong tayo na bawasan yung cost ng mga charity organizations. Instead na magre-rent pa sila ng mga truck, di ba? Magkukuha pa sila ng driver. So they can work with us para ma-lessen yung expenses nila. And then they can use their budget for more meaningful activities. So, mahirap solusyonan yung food waste problem and hunger. Hindi po yan mawawala. I think matagal pang masolusyonan yan. But for now,
yes,
this is what we can do. We can rescue food, give it to people in need. Kasi it doesn't make sense po talaga na may sobra tapos may gutom na pagkain. The reason lang naman bakit nagkakaroon ng gutom na mga Pilipino is hindi nila afford because of the inflation, di ba? Walang opportunities para kumita kaya hindi nabibili. So hopefully once na, di ba, ma-allocate lang natin yung food for them, at least somehow it will give them hope, no, sa mga Pilipino na okay, may pagkain ako, anong next? I have to learn new skills, I have to find a job para eventually mapakain na nila sarili nila, and then mapakain nila yung family nila, may trabaho na sila. So ganoon lang talaga yung impact. And then of course, syempre ang pagkain, it's mainly for humans, diba? But there are also ways on how to rescue food, like turning it into fertilizers, no, making it into animal feeds, or making mga biofuel, or to create another product, or to preserve food. So pwede tayo mag-preserve food para, diba, mga dried vegetables, para lang humaba yung buhay ng pagkain, instead na tinatapon. So yung pagtapon or yung pag-dispose sa landfills, that should be the last option sa food. So first po talaga yung tao, and then fertilizer, and then animal feeds, and then bioproducts. Yan, so meron tayong hierarchy ng food rescue or food recovery. Wow,
oo. Salamat po sa information na yan, Sir Mac, no? I believe na ngayon, marami ng mga na-challenge po, no, sa inyong ginagawa. So, how to be a food rescuer po, or somehow baka mayroon gustong mag-connect sa inyo, can you share po ng mga detail paano maging food rescuer?
Yan. So, of course, everybody can be a food rescue magsisimula yan sa mga bahay natin, no? So kung may mga sobrang mga hindi na gamit dyan na mga noodles, no, mga delata, or nagsasawa na tayo sa ulam natin na, 'di ba? Wag na natin antayin na masira. Pwede naman natin ibigay sa kapitbahay, 'di ba? Ibaon natin sa katrabaho, or pwede natin i-compost, pwede rin 'yun. And then next level naman, you can volunteer with different food rescue groups. So food rescue naman, kahit sinong organization pwede namang i-start 'yan. Kahit saan ka pa sa Pilipinas o sa mundo, pwede ka magsimula. May mga sobra, pwede bang lutuin natin para sa mga tao. So yun na yung magiging bonding natin, activity natin, luto, and then kain, and then magpa-program tayo. On a bigger scale naman, so yun nga, you can work with us sa SOS. So if you are a business, if you know businesses na merong sobrang food, yung mga farms, if you can connect us to farmers po, or groups that work with farmers, please connect us, let us know, para matulungan namin sila sa logistics, no, to lessen their expenses sa logistics. So yan, so they can work with us with their yung mga companies, no, with their CSRs. If they wanna volunteer, they wanna do actual food rescue, they wanna cook with us, mga learning session, if you wanna do a learning session with us, please message us sa mga social media namin, Facebook and Instagram, Scholars of Sustenance Philippines. So yan, they can connect. Andun na rin naman yung email namin if you wanna propose anything.
Yes, so wow ka.
So yeah, yan.
Maraming salamat, Sir Mac, no? May mga activities po kayo ngayon or mga current programs na gusto niyo pong i-plug or mga announcement po?
Actually, this month, no, January is zero waste month. So not only sa food. So I invite everybody to be less wasteful. So, sa mga bahay natin, yung mga plastic dyan, pagkain dyan, yung mga gamit na hindi nagagamit, you can donate it, pwede nyo ibenta ulit. So I just want everybody to have that kind of mindset. No, hindi naman kailangan maging part kayo ng isang group or organisasyon. Ako nga, nagsimula ako ng mag-isa lang. So I'm pretty sure kayo din dyan sa mga nakikinig, nanonood, na kaya nyo rin gumawa ng something meaningful for the people and the planet. No, parang isang activity lang yung ginawa mo, pero ang natulungan mo is marami na. And yun, masarap lang yung pakiramdam, masarap matulog sa gabi na knowing na you're doing something for the environment and the people.
Wow, napakaganda talaga ng mga programs nyo, mga advocacy nyo, Sir Mac, no? Ano po yung message nyo sa mga ating mga kabataan ngayon? I believe nga nag-start po kayo as young, no? 2015 ba yun?
15,
oo.
yes.
So ano po yung message nyo po sa kanila that at their age, no, they can do something, and later may malaking impact ito. So ano po yung message nyo or mga tips kaya sa mga kabataan ngayon?
Yeah, so to be honest, when I started Food Rescue, hindi naman siya about environment and feeding the people. Actually, I started it because of the idea of the bike. Because biking was fun, diba? Biking was something that I did na nag-enjoy ako. So yun yung una kong attraction. Wow, pwede pala yun. Magbabike lang ako tapos nakakatulong na ako sa mga tao at sa environment. So, kasi baka ma-pressure yung mga kabataan na, we have to do something for the people, we have to do something for the environment. Baka ma-pressure eh. So, find something that you already love, you already do. Maybe, baka nagva-vlog na kayo. Perhaps you can talk more about mga significant mga topics, no? Or sports, yung sports nyo, baka hindi pwede ikaw lang yung nagpa-practice. Baka you can invite mga communities na imbes na nakatambay lang sila. Why not try a new sport? Because, di ba, doing sports will also help your mental health. Di ba? It's an opportunity to meet people. Pwede kayong makipaglaro sa competitions para maging healthy mind, healthy body. Even yung pag-makeup, baka sabihin nila, makeup vision na siya. But maybe you can teach mga stay-at-home moms, no? Para matuto, mag-service sila, home service, or para magkaroon ng trabaho. Diba? Yun naman lagi nating isipin, people, planet, and profit. Kasi syempre, hindi naman pwedeng gastos ng labas lang tayo ng labas. Dapat sustainable pa rin, even financially. So whatever it is that you're doing, nagvo-vlogger ba kayo or nagme-makeup, may sports kayo or kung anong hobbies. So think about people, planet, and profit. So basta mindful lang yung activity natin. Hindi tayo nakakasira sa environment, hindi tayo nakakasira sa ibang tao. At the same time, kumikita lahat, no?
So napakagandang message po, Sir Mac, no? 3 P, no? People, planet, profit, no? I believe na-apply naman ito sa lahat, no? Regardless of their age, no? At napakagandang challenge po sa aming lahat yung ibinigay nyo na message. And this year po, what's next, no? After Food Rescue Philippines and SOS, what's next? Would you continue, sir, no? Or ano po yung plans niyo for this year?
Well, for SOS, no, we have yung annual namin na Zero Summit. So I believe that's around September. This is the time where we actually invite yung 4 sectors ng society, no, yung businesses, yung government, yung academy, yung mga schools, and yung civil society. That's the time talaga nagsasama-sama kami. We did it last year. Kasi parang kami, pagod na rin kami makinig sa mga sabi natin conference. So, it's the time na we work together, workshop, pagplanuhin natin yung dapat natin gawin. Yun yung ginagawa namin sa Zero Summit. And then, yun nga, we're expanding our operations to the farms. Kaya high time talaga na we want to be connected with the farms because we wanna do farm rescue as well.
Wow.
Of course, hindi lang naman kukunin namin yung sobra. We also want to create a program for our farmers. Siyempre, hindi sila lugi talaga. At mag-grow sila sa kung anumang aspect, no? And then we also want to do pharma rescue. So yung mga gamot naman. Mga gamot. Mga hindi na benta but still pwede. Kasi ang daming Pilipino nagkakasakit and they cannot afford medicine. So consumables pa rin naman yung mga medicines. Kaya we consider it as part of our program, Pharma Rescue. And then we also have Healthy School Meals Program. So mga estudyante, hindi papasok ng school yan pag walang laman ng tiyan. Walang bagong information na pumapasok sa utak nila pag hindi sila nakakain ng breakfast. Although meron tayong current national-based na feeding program, but we wanna supplement it with good food, with variety of food. Kasi minsan nagsasawa na rin sila ng paulit-ulit na pagkain sa feeding program. Nakatulong po yun, but we wanna put more variety, more nutrition, and yung more amount. And at the same time, of course, mas marami na mapapakain.
Wow.
So, yun po yung mga plano namin this year, and really to target more companies na to work with us.
Salamat, Sir Mac, no? Napakagandang mga plans at I believe, no, malaking impact ito sa ating community. And you inspired us today, sir. No? Maraming salamat, no? I hope na lahat ng mga plans niyo ma-realize this year, no? At saka maraming matutulungan natin. So, congratulations rin po sa ginagawa niyo sa SOS. And may God bless you all sa mga kasamahan nyo dyan, no, sa SOS, sir. Thank you so much, Sir Mac. I hope na we can have time in the future pa, no? Marami pa kaming gustong ma-learn, no, sa inyo. And last na lang po yung contact information nyo, sir.
Ayan, so please like and follow SOS Philippines at SOS PH Food Rescue. So we are in Instagram and Facebook and even TikTok.
Wow.
So if you have ideas na you wanna share din sa amin, baka pwede rin kaming matuto sa inyo.
Arts Media successfully created.
And yun, kita-kits sa mga events namin. So all the events and updates will be posted in our social media. So yan, so please be updated and kita-kits tayo sa mga activities natin. Maraming salamat po.
Looking forward to that, Sir Mac. Again, Abian, no? Salamat gid, no, sa kay Sir Mac Florendo, ang aton nga food rescue hero and advocate. Maraming kaming natutunan sa inyo, sir. So, maraming salamat at congratulations po. God bless you, sir.
Yeah, maraming salamat po. Good morning.